Of course, there will be members of the general public from the MAGA groups, but about the celebrities too. Many from the industry did come forward to welcome him, appreciate him, and of course, the celebrations and support that came in. For example, musician Kid Rock performed hits like All Summer Long to the Trump supporters on the eve of the inauguration. Puerto Rican artists as well, Anuel AA and Justin Quiles also showing their support to the incoming president. John Voight, who's a legend, who's been announced as the ambassador for Hollywood, also voiced support.
America great again, victory rally!
That I'm able to say that Donald J. Trump is the 47th President of the United States of America. And now he will make America thrive again. He will make America great again, safe again. And we, the people, will honor our flag again.
I want to thank my Spanish community. We stood tall, we stood together. Now we have the strongest president of all time taking care of us. I know this 4 years is going to be one hell of a run. I know he's going to do a lot of great things for the whole Spanish community. Especially, we're going to make America great again.
And of course, for this big moment, India today is on the ground as well. Trump supporters gathering near Capitol, including prominent Indian Americans. India Today's Gaurav Sawant is in Washington, D.C. and very interesting comments coming in from on the ground. Let's take a look at this ground report by Gaurav.
The temperature in Washington, D.C. is about 4 degrees Celsius, but that hasn't deterred U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's supporters from reaching the Capital One arena. Right behind me, if you notice, these are all Trump supporters. They're queuing up
From Cuba, freedom from Cuba. Make Cuba great again, too.
So you're talking about make America great again. How do you make America great again?
Voting.
By voting, right. Okay, so you're not deterred by the cold here right now?
I don't mind. I don't mind. I came all the way from Cuba. You know, this is important. Freedom is important. Americans, pay attention.
So if you just look around, just look all around you, Trump vans, Trump for president, excitement in the air. So despite the cold, what brings you here?
I'm just happy to celebrate freedom, get our president back in the White House, turn America around.
So why is this freedom for you? Why weren't you free earlier?
I mean, we're talking about freedom to say what we want, freedom to do what we want, take care of our kids, put God back on top.
Put God back on top. Wasn't that happening earlier?
No.
No. Why do you say that? Oh my God, you think that very emphatically. Why do you say that wasn't happening earlier?
I mean, if you just look at the targeting of children in America, you can see that God was never in the picture in the last 4 years. So it's time to get our country back, and it's time to get our children back as well. Yeah.
And the ruining of the nuclear family, and it's time to put our morals back in place.
So Donald Trump's presidency means morality back in public life, morality back in family life. Is that what part of the United States you come from?
From Tennessee.
You're from Tennessee. Tennessee it is. So let's talk to some more people here and just look all around. It's very, very cold. It's drizzling already, and yet you have thousands and thousands of people. Are you disappointed that it's not the inauguration is happening inside the Capitol Hill and not outside?
It's more important to be safe, I feel like, and you know it's going to be very cold. So we had tickets, and so that's a disappointment not to be there live, but it's better to be safe.
It indeed is. So how many people, because we were told that lakhs would have been there in the open, but right now just a couple of thousand would be inside the Capital One arena?
I think it holds 20,000, and I believe 225,000 inauguration tickets were distributed, if I read online correctly.
Yeah, you do? So will others be disappointed or not really?
Well, if you don't get into something, you probably will. But there is another rally tomorrow here, supposedly. So there are some choices. But obviously, 2 rallies can't hold all the number of tickets for inauguration.
So what are your expectations of President Trump once he's in White House again tomorrow?
He will have a lot of executive orders. I think a lot of people voted for him because of the border policies. And that's a big one. So I think people want to see a more secure border.
Is that top priority even for you?
Yes, it is. The border is paramount to keeping our country safe and for aligning us with the values of the United States and just turning things around to be safe and economically viable.
So stay safe and economically viable America is what you're looking at.
Yes.
Yeah. So you wearing this cap that says...
I got it yesterday.
Yeah,
so.
make America great again.
Indeed.
And how does America become great again?
Well, first you got to look at the economy. We're definitely in a trade deficit, which something that doesn't help the economy, obviously. So I think tariffs are really good, mostly for like negotiating power. But also we need to increase our industrial base. We need to strengthen the economy, obviously. But also we need to focus on the military and instilling those patriotic values, which I think we've lost for at least a decade now. But
all right.
Yeah.
So wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And I see a lot of youngsters here, which is very good. And I also see you voted Trump and you're braving this cold.
I am braving this cold. I'm from Seattle, Washington.
It's brilliant.
I am delighted to brave this storm. We are going to have one incredible president.
Why do you think Donald Trump would be one incredible president? What will he do differently from his first time? What would you want him to do differently from his first time?
He knows the game better now. He can make decisions that are firm. He doesn't go back on that. He's a businessman, and we need a businessman to run our country.